Zachary. Welcome to Burnt Down's Country Kitchen. Today, we're going to get after pull-apart enchiladas. Yeah, it's going to be new for me and new for you, I would imagine. I've seen it done kind of pizza style. I'm actually doing Philly cheesesteak pizza on the next one from scratch. Well, not Philly, sorry, Philly. Y'all are particular about how it's done. So I'm not going to say Philly, but it's going to be a cheesesteak pizza. That's on the next episode. But today we are definitely going to get after that pull-apart enchilada. Just sounds good, doesn't it? All right, let's get after these ingredients. Okay, I just got some extra cheese shredded left over. This is mozzarella and Kobe. It really doesn't matter. I even got some sliced here in case I decide to use it. That's extra sharp. Again, it doesn't matter. Got our large tortillas. That does matter. You're going to want these kind of big. I'm going to use a couple pieces of chicken. I'm going to go ahead and cook those up. I got some onions, some garlic, and some red sauce, and that'll get us started. Of course, I'll have some veggies. You know, I'll get some, I got some bell pepper and stuff in there. I may even do some jalapeno for myself. Y'all know how I get down, but important thing here, springform pan. Yeah. Had it for a long time. I just never use them, and I wanted a reason to use them, so here we are with the reason to use them. All right, so let's get after this. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is put some oil on these. Not a lot, just a little bit. Rub it in, because we want that seasoning to stick. Of course, it's not gonna just stick on the chicken without any oil. So throw that in there. Then I got some homemade taco seasoning I made up. You can use regular packet, you don't have to. But this seasoning really is basically cumin, chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, that kind of thing. So we can go ahead and get this in here. Gonna rub them in a little bit, flip them. Start out with that flavor, right? Next, go ahead and hit with some cracked pepper. Why not, right? Why not? Right? All right, and then just gonna go ahead and line the bottom of this with some water, or if I had it, I would use chicken broth, but I do not have it at the moment. But water is just fine. You don't want a lot, just enough to line the bottom a little bit. You want to keep it moist. And then I got that oven preheated to 425, and we'll go ahead and let this cook. Internal temperature is about 165. We'll pull it out and shred it. While that chicken's in the oven, it's probably a little more than halfway done. I'm gonna go ahead and soften up some vegetables. So you got this bell pepper here, and I got some onion. If you want, use black olives. I would love to. I might still use a little, even though I probably shouldn't, because I'm not the only one in this house. It's not all about me, unfortunately. But I'm going to probably use a little bit of it anyways. Not a lot. That's a nice compromise. Right? Just a little, not a lot. Compromise ain't so bad all the time, right? Alright. Always take out these membranes. We don't need it. What do we call it? Garden garbage. That's right. Garden garbage. We don't need it. In fact, we chuck it. That's how we get down. Nice and hot. So I get these in there. already trying to escape. I'm going to put a little more oil in there. Not quite enough. Got that chicken, I just pulled it out. It's ready to go. Turn this down to low, let it do its thing, soften up a little bit. We'll come back and add that garlic as soon as it's ready. Man, tell you what, pull apart enchiladas, y'all. Looking forward to it. I got them vegetables over there cooking up, so we're just gonna go ahead and shred this chicken. Oh, it's nice and tender. Look, I'm gonna cut into this. Look at this. See how juicy that is? Oh man, this is gonna be so good. So good. Alright, enough playing around. Not supposed to play with your food, right? But I had to show you guys. Nice, perfectly cooked. And it's oven baked. I mean, nothing special. Just some nice seasoning on it. I rolled it up, so that seasoning stuck to it really nice. Look at that. Almost looks rotisserie, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Just take a couple forks. Give her hell. Or heck. You don't have to give her hell. You can give her heck. Real quick, did you see me just cut that in half? No knife or nothing. That's how tender that chicken is. All right, back to it. These are looking good. They're about al dente. They're not soft. They're not hard. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little more oil in here. After I've made a circle in the center. Y'all see me do that all the time. It's a nice little landing spot for our garlic, right? And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cloves. You don't have to use 6. I may or may not, but that's what I got sitting here. Honestly, they're just really big chunks. Of course, we get that scraping sound that we get with fresh garlic. But man, that smell just makes it worth it. And that fresh garlic flavor, man, can't beat it. Can't beat it, y'all. Unless you don't like garlic. And then, I guess you could beat it with pretty much anything else, right? Pretty much anything else you can beat it with. But if you're a garlic lover, fresh garlic is the way to go. And it takes a couple extra steps and it's just so much better. So much better. Of course, we always clean out our reservoir. Why would we want to leave that in there? That's a lot of garlic. Alright, I'll stop scraping it for you guys. Just for y'all. Alright, so it's been about 30 seconds. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. Spread it out. As soon as you start to get that smell, go ahead and incorporate it with everything else. Get it nice and mixed around. Man. It's just so good. So good. Man. Woo, y'all. Woo. Man. Like, you're not getting the smell I'm getting right here. But you could. All you have to do is make this. It's not that difficult. I'm showing you how right now. Go ahead and throw this chicken in here. Make sure it's nice and spread around. Really big chunks, take out. Probably don't need them. If you do need them, just make them a little smaller. Next, I got some taco seasoning that Mrs. burned down. Remind me that I had up in there. Looks like it needs to be crunched up a little bit, huh? 2 days, it'll be alright. Here we go. And then 3/4 cup water. We'll get that nice and stirred around. Make sure you drain your oil. I don't know if I said that or not. Oil and water does not mix. Make sure you drain your oil. If you still have any, if you didn't burn it off already. Chances are you probably burnt it off. That's what I did. But make sure, and if you didn't, please drain it. We're just going to mix this up really good. Let it simmer a little while, let all those juices incorporate. I went ahead and drained it. Got the rest of the fluid out. And then go ahead and pour some of the enchilada red sauce in this. Not a lot, just a little at a time. Mix it around. We don't want it drenched. We don't want puddles. We just want it to get that enchilada red sauce flavor to it, right? Just add that flavor. You always have a couple of cans or one big can because you never know how much you're going to need or use. Depends on how much you cook, you know. Oh, what's the worst that happens? You have a can left over? Half a can? Who knows? So I'm doing it slowly, just mixing it in, making sure all of it gets that flavor, but it's not a puddle at the bottom of the pan. Look at that, it just looks so good, doesn't it? I know I say that a lot, but man, am I lying? Does that not look good? I guess it's subjective to the person, but man, that looks good. Okay, got my springform pan here. And go ahead and hit it with some non-stick. We do not want this to stick. I'm gonna line the bottom with some cheese. Any kind of cheese you want. Some shredded cheese. It's gonna be like a bed this lays on top of it. Don't worry, I have plenty more cheese. This is just using this bag up. I have a bunch of pizzas to make tomorrow, which is the next show, but it'll be like I said earlier, a cheesesteak pizza. So, all right, so this is just a bed of cheese down here at the bottom. And then we'll set this aside right quick. Just off to the side. Go ahead and get our tortilla. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is get our red sauce. Put it on here. Not a lot. You don't want it like smeared everywhere. I mean, you want it smeared everywhere, but you don't want it oozing out of the edges when we roll it. Just like that. Okay. We'll get some cheese here. We'll go ahead and spread that around. Definitely want cheese, right? I'll kill this Colby Jack. That was the whole point, is get rid of some extra cheese, right? Okay, so now we're gonna take this, do a line all the way across, pretty much to the edges. Okay, just like that. Try to make it even as you possibly can anyways. Okay, then we're gonna roll it like this. We're gonna pull back, tighten it up, and just roll. Just like that. Okay, press it down a little bit, try to get it to stick. Next step is cutting about the same size pieces here. Just like that. Right? That'll do. Okay, so we just take them. Get this pan over here so y'all can see this. Okay, we're just gonna take them and set them up right, just like that. Take the next one, right next to it. Just like that. And we're gonna do it all the way around. Try to get it even as possible, but I mean, come on. It is what it is, right? Let's turn these around because we want the seams to be on the back side, getting baked on there, right? All right, y'all, so now what we're gonna do is kind of push them down a little bit because we have some extra meat. We wanna make sure they're all nice and full. So just push them down, nice and easy. You don't have to force it. You don't wanna force it out the bottom. We're just trying to take up any extra space we might have. Shove it in there. We want all of them as full as we could possibly have them, right? Make sure you have clean hands. Kind of goes without saying, but you know, some people are filthy. You never know. So, throw that out there. Clean your hands. All right, so now we're gonna smother this with cheese. And after all, why wouldn't we, right? Try to get in all the cracks and crevices. Now I got that oven preheated to 350. I'm sorry, 375. It takes a little longer. I might kick it up to 400, 425, but it should be all right. Just let the cheese melt because everything inside here is cooked already. You're just looking for the cheese to melt at this point. This is definitely where we want the cheese. I decided to not do the black olives, even though I really wanted them. But I'm often reminded it's not all about me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that lesson today, which is also why I didn't put any jalapenos in here, even though I just had to fight that urge. Had to fight that urge. All right. Go ahead and drizzle this red sauce on top of it. Nice topper. It's gonna be fire. Well, not fire, it's gonna be so good. Fire for me means heat. There ain't no heat in this thing. Okay. Just gonna set it on a pan, a sheet pan, in case it leaks or bubbles over. And that's going in the oven at 350 until the cheese is nice and melted. All right, y'all, it's that time again. Like, share, subscribe. I got that in the oven. Got that cheese melting. Cannot wait to pull that bad boy apart. But yeah, it does me a lot of good. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button every time you view it. Hit that like, and share it out to everybody. It really helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate that. Helps my little channel grow, gets the word out there. But enough of the business. Let's get to the food. All right, the cheese is melted. We're gonna let it cool off a little bit, but before we do, gotta add our freshly chopped cilantro to the top of this bad boy, right? God, it's so good. Just like that. Nice and sporadic. Come take a look at this. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go now. Oh boy, look at that. Is that not impressive? Golly. All right, y'all gotta come see this again. Woo! Huh? Look, that's impressive, isn't it? Is that not impressive? I almost don't want to tear into it. It's so impressive. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot. Like, I don't even know where to grab this thing. Probably somewhere around here so y'all can see, huh? You just pull it apart. Just like that. Man. Here we go. His phone's still crooked. Hate that. And the cameraman. All right. A little bit of cilantro on there. Just like that. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm dripping everywhere. If it ain't messy, we didn't do it right. So it's messy. Whew. That is so good. Pull apart chicken enchiladas. Man. But I want to talk to y'all, but I want to take another bite. The bite's going to win over. So let's get that out of the way. All right. That is so good. Look at that. Remember the bottom we did with the cheese base? We started out with that chicken. We flavored it with, taco seasoning. It was my own, but you could use any packet. We ended up using the packet after we shredded the chicken. Man, didn't matter what kind of cheese you use. You can also spice it up, which I would do if it was just me. I would also add black olives if it was me. This is so good. Golly. All right. Enough of looking at that. All right, y'all. That'll do it. I hope you liked it. Cook something. Cook anything. Pull apart chicken enchiladas. Why not, right? What else you got to do? For me, it's Friday night. I'm just hanging out. I'm going to get after this food because this is my dinner, like always. I don't just cook it. I eat it. Some of it, not too much, because I got to keep my beach body. Toward the beach. That way. All right. Anyways. Till next time, y'all, and see you then.